Hey everybody, and welcome back to court. My name is Davana, otherwise known as The Sovereign. Feel free to follow me on all my social media links. They will be linked in the description box below. Today is going to be a chill makeup day, which is, it's kind of weird because I'm going to do a full glam look, but I'm wearing my PJs. It has become my understanding that a lot of people are intimidated by makeup, not just doing the makeup itself, but even when they watch YouTube videos, YouTubers do not really break it down into terms that the average daily person can understand. A lot of people don't even understand the terminology that we use when we're doing our makeup. They don't understand what it means to highlight or transition shades or contour or the colors. They just don't get it. And a lot of YouTubers really don't break it down. I've been helping my mom, kind of get into the makeup world, but it's very confusing to her. I'm gonna do a full glam makeup look and break it down in the simplest, like kindergarten baby terms that I can, so that people can really understand and follow along and really learn what they need to do, what they're not doing correctly, what color correction is. Like, there's so many things that people just don't seem to fully understand, and then the differences between different skin tones, because even though I'm a dark skin tone, I will let you guys know, for those of you who are fair complexions, what you should be using in contrast to what I will use. So let's just get in to the full glam look. I have already done my eyes because today is not really about shadows and lashes and all that stuff. So my eyes are done, my lashes are on, my eyebrows are done. It's just not like fully blended, but I do my blending when I finish the rest of my makeup. So first step to doing any really type of makeup look, anything you do on your face, period, you need to prep your skin. What I mean by prepping your skin is, depending on the type of skin that you have, I have dry skin. I typically have drier skin. So I prep my skin with an oil-based primer. Those of you who have oily skin obviously would not do this. You would want to prime your skin with something that will control your oils, because the oils that come from your face will break down your makeup and it'll start looking streaky and really bad. So I'm gonna use this to prep my face. You need a good, nice, smooth surface to apply makeup. I cannot apply makeup on just like randomly dry skin. Where is my mirror? I'm gonna have to pull that over here. But I can't put makeup on a dry face because it won't stick properly. The finish won't be good. If I put makeup onto a dry face, it'll come out looking patchy or even crustier and drier. It'll be bad. So I prep with oil. What is this that I'm using? Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil is what I'm using for my face. And this is for dry skin, drier skin. My whole face isn't like dry, but and honestly, the best prep that you can really have to a good finished makeup look is good skin. Now, color correcting is for any marks or discoloration you may find on your face. So my skin doesn't really tend to get red unless I get itchy and I scratch myself. But on my face, I don't really have redness. I get more so dark marks, like I don't really have any right now that I can see, except for maybe, I guess we'll do my chin, because I had a little bump here. So for darkness, to cancel out that darkness, because if I were to put foundation just directly over it, I probably could cover it, but not all foundations work that well, and sometimes you have a lot of darkness that you need to correct. For darker skin tones, this is what I'm using. I'm using, what is this? True Complexion HD Corrector. To correct darkness on your complexion, you're going to want to use a more orangey type of tone. I'm gonna put a little bit on my chin here, because there's a little bit of darkness there. Now, this shade of orange is too dark for fair complexions. You do not want to do that. If you have a fair complexion, you're gonna want to use more of a peachy tone. Nothing this dark though. This is for darker complexions. You're gonna want to use a more brighter orangey tone. I got my chin here. I'm looking in the mirror. The monitor of my skin looks fabulous, but I'm nitpicky and I can see in the mirror that I have this from a bump that I shouldn't have messed with. Yeah, bad girl Davana. So any like little bits of darkness, any spots, any hyperpigmentation, you're going to want to just put a little bit of that orange shade directly over that one spot. You do not want to put it on your entire face. This also works for people who are trans females. If you have like a beard shadow, then you're gonna want to use an orangey shade to correct your, 5 o'clock shadow or any darkness that you may have around your chin area, any hairs growing in. You're gonna get rid of that. Ladies, if you've gotten a little older, you have more mature things happening with your face and hairs are plucking through and it's creating darkness, this will help you out. I don't really get dark circles under my eye. I feel like I have a little bit of darkness, but nothing too severe, but it makes me feel better to correct anyways. So we're gonna do it. If you tend to get redness in your skin, I know a lot of fair complexions, fair toned people tend to get redness, whether it may be from acne or just irritation, you're gonna wanna use green. These things do come in green, purple, and orange shades. Green cancels out red, so the same thing of what I did in specific areas for like my dark spots, you would want to do the same thing for your redness and or acne. Just take a little bit over the direct area that's giving you the redness and just like polka dot it out. Like I look funny, but this is what we do, okay? So this is color correction, okay? So under eyes, if you get dark circles underneath your eye, you're gonna wanna use an oranger shade. Fair toned skins don't get anything this colored orange, get something a little bit more peachy. Even if it's just like a peachier foundation, you can use that to color correct. Foundations can be oil-based or water-based, depends on what you like, what's good for your skin. I'm using Dior Forever Undercover 24 Full Coverage. It's a full covered foundation. Not all foundations are full coverage. Full coverage means it's gonna like cover everything. It's gonna give you like a one color look when you put it on your face. It's not meant to be sheer whatsoever. There are some foundations that are meant to be sheer, it's like more of an everyday wear foundation. It doesn't require all that we're about to do right now. Like this is a full glam look. So for a full glam look, you want a full coverage foundation. This is a little bit expensive. I need to find a cheaper one. But for right now, we're gonna do that. Now, the mistake that I was making when it came to my foundation, I used to be very light-handed when it came to makeup, which was my mistake. I never wanted to be that girl that put on too much foundation or anything, and it turned out I was that girl that was putting on not enough. And that's why I could never get the full coverage look that I wanted. It was just my fear of makeup and looking crazy. But yeah, I wasn't putting on enough of the foundation to get the look, and I feel like a lot of us do that and we don't know. Like my mom, hi mom, I know you're watching this. You should be, because I'm trying to help you, okay? This is like, having this videos for you. But my mom is the same way. Like she puts on like a tiny dab of foundation, smooths it all over her face and expects that to be the end of it. And I'm just like, no, that's not enough. You can't be afraid of your foundation. You can't. Even if you put on a little bit too much, the rest of the steps that we'll do throughout the video will kind of correct that, but you really do want to actually have a full coverage all over your face. You don't want to just put just like a tiny little, my mom goes like this. She'll be like, get out of there. She'll be like, she'll do that. My mom will do that and then think that's going to cover her face. And I'm like, no, sis, that's not how this is supposed to work. So we want to make sure that you blend underneath your chin, because you do not under any circumstances want your foundation to like abruptly stop at your chin line. Have you ever seen girls that are like that, where you can just tell where their foundation line stops? Like no, blend past underneath the chin, like blend it all down in here. The next step that I'm going to do is conceal. I'm using, this is the only concealer I really have. It's Fenty Beauty in the color 390. It's slightly just a tinge bit lighter than this foundation. Concealers are a thicker formula. It's meant to cover up imperfections. So you're gonna wanna put concealers like right here, where my chin was a little bit discolored, and I put the corrector. To me, in the mirror, I can still see it kind of peeking through. So I'm going to put this thicker formula that's slightly lighter than my actual foundation in this spot, and then I'll blend it out. Other places, it doesn't really show in the monitor, but I feel like there's a bit of darkness here. So I always add a little bit of a lighter concealer here. So this is another step that you can use to your, Lily's making me seem like I have a beard. I don't, I am very conscious of the discoloration of my face. I use a little bit of a lighter shade because what I'm trying to conceal is more darkness. So I put a little bit of a lighter concealer. You can also get a concealer that more so matches your foundation, but it is custom to get a concealer that's just a tinge, this is kind of light honestly, but just a tinge bit lighter to conceal with. But as you can see, it blends in no problem. The reason we use sponges to blend our makeup, this is a makeup sponge, is because it gives a nice good texture, like skin texture finish. As a brush might cause streaks, you know, like you painted on your face. A sponge gives more of a textured finish that looks like your skin. And when you blend with a sponge, you want to pat. You don't want to wipe. You just like dab and pat into your face like so. Pat, 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 pat. And you see how that just like disappeared and it's just one uniform color. That's what we want. One uniform color. That little bit of discoloration is gone because I color corrected and then I put the concealer on top. Oh, and now it is concealed. Fantastic. Now my face looks like it is one uniform color. No, that is not how human faces are supposed to look. This is not how human faces, like it looks nice and everything, but human faces have dimension. Human faces have natural discoloration and shadows and light. You know, there's differences in our face. Our faces are not just one specific color. So we just can't let this happen. I'm gonna grab a Fenty Match Stick in Truffle. I have 3 of them, but I'm gonna grab the darker one in Truffle. Usually I do my highlight first. I don't know why I'm doing this first, but I guess I can. So this is when you want to start looking at your particular features and seeing what about your face you kind of want to fix. I do not have a very high nose bridge. I have a very like button nose, or I guess you could describe me like a human Bratz doll where there is no bridge and then the nose kind of just like, oop, it's there. I love my nose. I have no problem with my nose. I just want people to be able to see it and know that I do have one. So I am going to take my Fenty Match Stick and use this to contour my nose just so it's more visible. I'm gonna right on the edge. I think that is my neighbor's kid upstairs running around. Like what is happening there? So contouring is replacing the natural shadows and light of your face, putting that dimension back on there. So I'm not only adding back the dimension, I'm also enhancing the features that I do have. Like I want my nose to be completely visible and not melt into my face. So you see the match, this is the Match Stick, but you see that I just put these darker lines. It looks like a shadow on the sides of my nose to kind of bring it out more. We're kind of just playing with light right now. I am using my NARS concealer in the color Medium Dark Chestnut. The number is 2.5. I really like this. It's creamy. It's like in a little pot like this and I am blowing through it. So I just added darkness to my nose, you know, in order to kind of like chisel it out. But I also want to add light to the natural area where light would normally hit my nose. I'm not one of those girls that really cares about having a super thin nose. I just want it to be visible and I'm happy. I don't know where that stupid bump came from. I don't break out, so it's just like, what the hell? Take the same product with just like a flat brush and go underneath the eyes, because you want your eyes to pop. You want your eyes to be bright and visible. So this is an area where you want to naturally lighten it a little bit. We're gonna take my flat brush and just go through here. What I'm doing right now is the contouring of my face. So this is the highlighting, and then the darkness would be like the contouring of my face here. And I understand where the confusion may be for a lot of people, because even though what I'm doing is highlighting, there's also something called a highlighter, like an actual highlighter product. And then I've heard people like get confused, like, wait, what is the actual highlighter? So that's why we're going through this slowly so you guys can keep up. You see the difference already between this side of my face and this side of my face, how this side is like already starting to just pop a little bit more. If you are a more mature woman, this is not the necessary shape that you're gonna wanna be highlighting and contouring your face. If you're more mature, I would suggest keeping your highlight to just underneath your eye right here instead of extending it the way that I did. There are different ways to highlight your face depending on your face shape. Okay, I have done the highlight for my face. And we're going to take the sponge and we're gonna pat, don't wipe, don't swipe, like pat, like a soft punch in the face. We're gonna pat all this out and this will blend it. You don't want to pat all over your face, okay? Just pat in the spot where you applied the highlight and get all the way underneath the eye. See how that just blended right in, and it doesn't look like it's such a stark contrast the way like this side does to this side. Like it blended out really, really nicely, and you can see it kind of lighten my under eye, and it makes that area just a little bit more brighter. It makes that eye just a little bit more awake. That's what we want. So we're adding different layers of dimension back into the face after we covered it with the foundation. So you can see how there's now like a little bit of a contrast, like a little bit more light here, a little bit more darkness there. That's what we want. Natural faces have dimension. And creating a face look is like baking a cake. It's all about layers, the layers that you put on. You should be layering it in the best way possible. Okay, I'm going to grab my matchstick again to use this as a contour so that we can more shape my cheekbones, give that shadow back that really defines those cheekbones. So I'm going from about my upper ear. I don't draw the line all the way to my mouth. I don't like that. I draw it to maybe the end of my eye here, and I stop there. Yeah, because I've seen people like if you draw the line all the way to your mouth, it just looks weird. I don't like that. Do I want to do my jawline? I can. If you have like a nice jawline or you want to define your jawline, then you can go on the edge of it, the edge of your jawline, to kind of give it a really nice, sharp, chiseled look. So this is how a lot of people kind of change the shape of their face. They're doing it with contour and highlight. I'm gonna use a different sponge to buff out my contour because I don't like to muddy my face by mixing the two. So I'm just gonna use this little one and just like buff it out. Here, I'm gonna get so we're getting like natural shadows back into my face. We're gonna blend that out now. See, this is a line that I've seen girls just leave on their face. Just leave it there, says how. I see lines like this on their cheeks. I see lines like this down here on their jawline. This is why blending is very important. You do not want to leave a line like this on your face. Blend that out. And I can feel my skin underneath the makeup feels really good. It feels moisturized, and the way that the makeup is blending is because I had a really, really nice base when I started. So everything's like so smooth and it's nice and it's working so well. And it's blended in. I don't even really see the line down here, but we don't take chances. So we're gonna blend it anyways, even though I don't really see it. We're gonna blend, blend, blend all across my jawline. Look at that. So now you can see the difference of the shades on my face. So under my eyes and around my eyes seems very bright. And then if I turn my head, you can still see like that little bit of darkness that gives like my cheekbone. It like really showcases my cheekbone, but in like a natural way. Like this is my face looks nice. It's a really nice, good finish for my face. Are we done? No, sis. No, we're not. Why are we not done, Davonna? Why are we not done? You have to set your makeup. Setting your makeup, there are two forms really to set your makeup. You can use, stop, can you focus please? Focus, focus, everybody thank you. There are two ways to set your makeup. Setting your makeup means you want it to stick to your face. You don't want it to move. You don't want it to slide off. If I were to walk outside right now with my face the way it is, it looks nice. Maybe it's a little, no, it's not even shiny actually, it's nice. So it looks nice, but I give it an hour before all this makeup starts looking streaky and starts moving around and starts looking muddy. It will look gross. So there are two ways to set your makeup. You can do it with powder and you can do it with spray. I suggest doing it with both. Like, do both. Everybody knows to do both. We'll get into why. But that's what it means to set your makeup. You don't want your makeup to move. You don't want your makeup to slide. So you need to set it in place. And the first way we're gonna set our makeup is with powder. The reason that makeup tends to slide around and move is because of the natural oils and whatnot in your face and in the makeup. So in order to kind of keep those oils in check, keep them from doing the mostest, you use powder. So I'm using, I just opened the thing and I can't even tell you which one I'm using. Oh, Black Radiance True Complexion Loose Setting Powder, the banana shade. Banana powder is a yellowish tinged type of powder. Translucent powder is typically going to be more of a white powder and it will more so vanish on the skin. But as a dark complexion person, if you're gonna use a powder, I suggest more of a yellow tinge. You don't wanna have like a white cast on your face for those of you who are more darker tone. For fair tone people, you're cool, you're good. Just beware of flashback. We're gonna pat here. Flashback is like if you use a lot of setting powder and you don't properly blend it or you use too much, if you take a picture and the flash is on, when you look at the picture, it's gonna look like a white cast on your face. So you gotta be careful of that. I am going to, especially for my darker skin people, flashback will destroy us. So I'm gonna show you guys how to counteract that. But we're setting our makeup right now and I'm using a loose setting powder. Loose setting powder means the powder legit just comes right out of those holes and I kind of just dab and pat. And you want to have an even layer of powder right underneath the eyes. Now I'm sure everybody here has heard about baking your face. Not everybody here knows what that means. Baking basically means when you finish putting the powder over top of your makeup, you kind of let it sit there to soak into your face, to really suck up any oils that might mess up or move your makeup. I don't necessarily need to bake. An oily skin person, it might be advantageous for you to bake just to make sure that powder is really set there and is soaking up the oil and is, you know, really gonna hold your makeup. I do tend to get oily around this area right here. So when my makeup does start to break down, it'll be this area. Even though I have drier skin, the oils will come. It'll come for me. So right now we're just, oh, that was a thick layer, but whatever. Adding a good layer of powder just underneath my eyes. And this is especially in the areas where I tend to get oily because I want to prevent any oils, any breakdown of my makeup, all this hard work I just did. So this is like a really even, let's even that out, but even layer all the way across, very even. Am I gonna do this to my whole face? No. If I was an oily skin person, maybe I would find a way to powder my entire face, but I don't need to do that. I'm just putting powder in a place where I tend to get oily and a place where there's a little bit more lightness to my face. I like to keep the lightness around my eyes. I do have a darker setting powder that we're gonna need. But for those of you who have oily skin, hey mom, that would be you. My mother tends to have a little bit more oily skin than me. So I remember that her oily problem area is her forehead. So what I would do for her if I'm doing her makeup would be to kind of bake her forehead in this area, probably not with a lighter, I'd probably do it with a deeper shade of powder just so I don't have like this bright spot in the middle of her face. But you really want to powder the places where you know oil tends to build up and produce and could possibly mess up your makeup. I'm gonna let that sit there for a second. So I let my powder just sit here for maybe 3 or 4 minutes just to really make sure like my makeup's not gonna move. And then I have a deeper toned translucent powder. This is Laura Mercier in medium deep. I'm just gonna lightly take this brush and lightly, ever so slightly, like go in there and shake off the excess. Shake off that excess. Okay, and then I'm going to take this brush and kind of wipe off the translucent banana powder that I used. See, look at that. And this kind of prevents, I'm using the Laura Mercier to kind of go over this because I don't want to have a very white cast underneath my eye. I want it to be a very natural color for myself. For those of you that are more fair toned, this wouldn't be a problem, but for darker skin tones, we need to be aware of any like whiteness or grayness on our face because it'll make us look ashy. Only placing powder in just this area where I have the banana powder, not all over my face. Because I have drier skin, I need to be aware of how much powder I'm using on my face because I can come out looking cake faced, I can come out looking dry. You don't want that. I don't want to look ashy. That's like a black person like sin. That's something black people will not forgive you for. As a black person, you can never be ashy. Just no, that's not something we do. So this is coming along nice. It looks nice. It looks nice and matte. My skin looks poreless. We're loving this. This is amazing. Are we done? No, this is a full face glam look. Like if I wanted to be done, I could kind of like lightly powder my whole face and call it a day. But this is a full glam. Like I don't have blush on. I haven't put like, come on, no, we're not done. So now we're starting to get into powders. Once you're getting into powders, you typically don't want to put a liquid or anything on top of powders. Like powders are the finishing touches. So if you're putting down powders, you're not going to be putting any more liquids typically on top of the powder unless you really know what you're doing. The product is meant to go on top of the powder, like then you're starting to get more advanced, and this is more so a beginner's type of thing. So I only powdered my problem area where I tend to produce oil and makeup breakdown, and I also powdered around my eyes to keep it nice and light, but we will be powdering the rest of the face just with different colors. This palette is by Beauty Bakery, Coffee and Cocoa palette. Bronzers, for fair toned skin people, bronzers is what's really gonna bring that warmth, that bit of goldenness back into your face. If you just put on a whole bunch of foundation and your face is looking very pale or very kind of lifeless, warmth is what's adding like the blood flow back into your skin. So I'm going to take my little powder brush and I'm going to go into La Vida Mocha. Living La Vida Mocha. Okay, I'm going to go into La Vida Mocha, which is very red. This is a very pigmented palette, so you do not, this is going to last me forever. You barely need to go in there, like a quick, and that even is probably too much. So I'm gonna have to be careful because last time I messed with this on camera, I had a big like red spot on my face and I was like, oh, now I can't get rid of it. So we're gonna be careful and we're just gonna lightly go in here. So when you're adding warmth back into your face, you're gonna go around like the edges of your face and into your cheeks because that's where a natural flush would be. So we're gonna go just right in here, basically on top of where we did the contour and the highlight, like at that area where those two intersect, you go right on top of that. Okay, I did good. I didn't put too much on my brush. Also gonna go around the outside edges of my face, which I'm gonna be very light-handed because I overdid this last time. And the temples of my face. Very, very light touch, just to give it that little bit of natural color. Yeah, I can see a difference on camera. You can see that little bit of just skin tone color coming through. Because like I said, your skin does have natural variations in tone and you want to replace that when you're putting on makeup. You don't want to look like an alien when your skin is just like one tone. Nobody looks like that. I'm the type of skin tone that actually does have some color in the cheeks. So I'm going to use this orange here. I never used to use blush, and then I had a makeup artist do my face and found out that orange for us black women actually create a very natural, nice tone for us to use as blush. So we want to use a good orange. I honestly wish I had an orangier orange than this. But this works for now till I find a good one. So we're just adding more natural colors back into my face. We're just adding all that dimension back into the face, and we're doing it in places that we actually want it, and we're doing it in shapes that we actually want it, and colors that we actually want it. That's why makeup is amazing. It's you kind of taking control of your skin and your look and putting things where you want it. Now, I want a sharper contour in my face because I'm greedy. I need it. I love these shade names. I'm gonna go into Antidepresso, which is the darkest shade in this palette, and I'm gonna use that as my contour shade. But Davonna, didn't we already do contour? Yes, we did a cream contour in our face, and if I was going for more of a natural everyday look, the way I'm doing my face now would be totally fine. But if you're gonna go full glam, then you're pretty much kind of doing everything twice. You're doing highlighting twice. I did my setting spray in 2 different colors. I'm doing another set of contour. I did cream contour, now I'm doing powder contour. So I'm gonna look down here in my mirror and place the powder lightly, because you wanna do everything with a light, especially when it comes to powders, because it's really hard to remove powders. So you wanna add powders lightly and then build up if you need to, because it's really hard to subtract. So it's better to just build up. So I'm gonna add it right on the hollow of my cheekbone where I put my last contour. Ooh. 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 Okay. This is why I say you gotta have a light touch when it comes to stuff like this, because Beauty Bakery does not play games. All right, let me blend that. My cheek there, we're creating a shadow so that my cheeks look more pronounced. Just blend it. Let me get some more Antidepresso for the other side with a very, very light touch, because Lord, they are not playing. Okay, here we go. Right there. And I blend up, I don't blend down, so it's better to just blend it up into your cheekbone. That's the way your cheeks get like a really nice lifted look. You don't want to blend it down, you want to blend it up into, up. So we're almost done, okay? We're almost done. Mom, hang in there, we're almost done. What I kind of want this jawline to be cut a little bit cleaner and neater and more precise. So the way I can do that is by using this banana powder to kind of make a more sharp line underneath this darker light here. So we're just gonna ever so slightly. So I'm placing certain powders very strategically on my face when it comes to like colors and different shades and whatnot, because I want that chiseled cheekbone look. I need that to be sharp. See, I just got like a straight line here. Oh my gosh, I already see it. I can see the snatched look coming through. And if I need to, I can just kind of go into my Laura Mercier, that deeper powder, to kind of make sure that that white cast isn't gonna be there. And now I have more of a sharp contour line instead of it being like blended out and kind of muddy. I didn't do my nose. I need a blending brush. I'm gonna take a very tiny little blending brush and go back into Antidepresso, which is the powder shade that I used to do my contour in there, to add a little bit. Remember, I wanted to define my nose and kind of like make it be seen instead of it blending into my face, because it likes to do that sometimes. So we're just gonna take a little bit of Antidepresso, and I did do this in cream, but I'm gonna contour in both cream and powder. And the powder, yes. Yes, look at that nose being revealed. Oh, Isn't that amazing? And I'm doing the contour on this edge part of my nose. This is a natural shadow that everybody's nose will have if you have a nose, which I'm assuming that you do. Shadows will be here, and then the light, you shine like a flashlight on my face, the light is going to hit the tip and bridge of my nose before the sides, right? Makeup is artistry, guys, and it's all about playing with light and color and dimension. And all the powders and colors you see people adding onto their face is just adding dimension back onto their face. Remember when I added that light stripe of highlight onto my nose, I blended it in? Well, I'm gonna do the same thing as that, and I'm gonna do it in powder form with a highlighter, which is where a lot of people get confused. The act of highlighting your face when it comes to contouring the cream that I did, and then highlighting your face with an actual highlighter. People get confused with the terminologies and everything, and I understand that. So this is a powder highlighter by Ofra. It's in Sahara Dawn. I also have another one, but I'm using Sahara Dawn. It looks something like this. Different highlights work for different skin tones. So for me, I don't use anything that is silver or pink because it makes me look ashy. It does not look good on my skin tone. However, if you are a fair skin tone, silvers and pinks may look better on you. Golds tend to look better on me. Golds and more warm shade. So what I'm gonna do is place a little bit of this powder right here. Look, I'll show you guys, like, you see that? This is why we call it a highlighter. It just adds light, like just light and dewiness back into the face, and you do not want to go crazy with it. It's tempting, but don't do it. So we're gonna add this back into the face. Woo. Well, now my nose is shiny for trying to prove a point to you guys. Great. Add it to the lower part of my nose. Yes. So I'm not really adding it like a big stripe along the entirety of my nose. It's just the tip and then the middle of my nose. I won't really put any up here because then that would make me look like sweaty, and I don't want to look sweaty. Also on the tops of my cheekbone, the very top of my cheekbone, we're gonna add some Sahara. I'm gonna blend this out because that's just a lot of Sahara Dawn going on there. That's just a bit much. Ooh. But my nose looks cute. I kind of feel like I want a little bit more of a glow to my face. So Sahara Dawn tends to be a little bit more subtle. I'm going to grab over here my Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife, which is slightly broken, but totally still worth using. It is very, very gold. Like, it is gold and glittery. And I feel like this is just a time where I want to do a little bit extra. There are different types of highlighters out there if you just want to add a subtle glow of highlight, or if you're like on your way to a concert, or you just want to be like that bitch, then there are highlighters that vary in terms of glitter, shimmer. It just varies in terms of the type of light and how much, you know, give off it puts out into the world. You know, so Fenty Beauty's Trophy Wife tends to be a little bit more banging. Yeah, it still seems like so shiny to me. If you ever need to, you can use your fingers in your makeup routine to kind of, you know, hands help. You need to take off a little bit or blend out with your hands, you can. So we're just about finished here. I'm going to refocus my attention on my lips. Even though I have really nice, natural, full lips, which I love them to death, I still want them to be seen. Sometimes I feel like they can melt into my face and I don't get the full impact of having these beautiful, natural, like wonderful full lips. So this is where lip liners come in. A lip liner, you kind of, if you're doing just a nude natural lip, you want the lip liner to be a few shades darker than your skin tone. So my lip liner, I'm using Cork MAC by MAC. So the color is Cork. It's about 3 or 4 shades darker than my skin tone. And I am gonna put the lip liner right on the ridge of my lip. I need to stop talking to do this, but. Okay, am careful to make sure I'm not underlining my lips. I used to do that, and if you underline your lips, it's gonna minimize the amount of lip, what do we wanna call it? Lip real estate that you got going on. I don't wanna minimize my lips. I like them that they're full and everything. So underlining means kind of like putting the line more on the inside of your lip, and you wanna keep the line right on the tip edge of your ridge, or maybe even a little bit outside that ridge, just to be safe. There are ways, especially for darker skin tones, there are ways that we blend lip shades to give our lips really nice dimension, to really work with the fullness of our lips. I'm not gonna do that right now because I feel like that's kind of like a whole different video. I'm not gonna do a very dimensional lip right now. I'm just gonna do the lip liner, and I'm going to put on my favorite nude lip, which is Matte Beauty in color 69. The company is Milani. Very cheap lipstick, but it's the best nude lip that I have. I mean, I freaking love this thing. So, and even my second favorite nude lip is still Milani. So this just proves you don't have to have expensive makeup to have good makeup. This is like $6 lipstick, probably less, I don't know. Did the lips, did the face. The thing that we all need to know, to not forget, always, 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 is setting spray. I'm using Urban Decay Chill setting spray. Setting spray is just going to kind of cement your powder and all your efforts with all the powders we just did. Cement it in place using a very misty liquid. It's just like gluing all that makeup down. Kind of want to hold it away from the face like this and spray away. Yes, I feel a dry area. Yeah, like that. This is gonna assure that my face stays where it's supposed to be at, and that it has a nice like dewy finish to my skin, a nice natural skin finish. And that's it. We are finally complete with a nice full face of makeup. We did all the powder, we did the contour, we added dimension back into the face, we added color back into the face, we highlighted certain areas, we made sure our makeup is set and it is going to stay in place. We are ready to go out. We are ready to go see our men, our boyfriends, our husbands, our girlfriends, go have a birthday party, whatever you're doing. Me, I'm just gonna stay in the house, to be honest. I'm not going anywhere. But this is a basic breakdown of how you do a full face of makeup and the meaning and purpose behind all the creams and powders and things that us women use for our faces. This video obviously did not include my eyes. I will do plenty of eye looks on my channel, but I wanted to do like a basic breakdown of how to do your face. As you learn more about your personal skin tone, skin texture, different flaws that you feel you need to fix, or whether your skin is oily or dry, you will adjust your makeup accordingly as you learn. And I highly suggest that women, men, if you do makeup, do your makeup once a week. Regardless of if you have anywhere to go, regardless of if anybody's gonna see you, do it for you. Play with your face. If you wanna feel glamorous going to the grocery store with your kids to go shopping or pick up some chicken or whatever, do it. Do it for you. You don't need a reason to be fabulous. You really don't. Like, that's what my channel is all about. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, my channel is all about being fabulous, doing what the hell you want, doing what makes you feel good, what makes you feel wonderful, and just being that person, being that woman in your own life, like ruling your own life with an iron fist. I do whatever I want in my life. I will wear a full face of makeup with my Harry Potter pajamas, and I will go grocery shopping in my unicorn slippers. I do not care. So I highly suggest, ladies, do it for yourself. Or do it just so you can remind your man what he's working with. And as time goes on, you'll get better at doing it. You'll learn more about yourself. You know, oh, I have dry skin. Oh, I have oily skin. You know, this product works for me. This product doesn't work for me. And if you have questions, you can come back and I will help people of any skin tone, any race, ethnicity, gender. I don't care. Whatever I can do to help you better yourself, better your skills, make you feel better, prettier, more beautiful, whatever. Let me know. Hit me up in the comment section down below. Let me know. Or just give me a thumbs up. Like, just give the video a thumbs up. Just Just hang with the court. And if you're not an official member of the court, sis, why aren't you? Hang with us. I know a lot of the people in my court, they're intimidating because we all look fabulous. Like, we all look like mean girls. But sis, don't worry. We look fabulous, but you can sit with us. We're cool. It's cool. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks for sitting through this with me. Mom, I hope this helped you. And I hope this helps everybody else's mom or men or anybody who's just now getting into makeup, didn't really understand what the hell was going on. Like, hopefully this kind of helps you. And come back and we'll do some more makeup looks and some more makeup things, and we'll do some makeup reviews, and we'll have fun here. We have fun here, okay? Okay, I love you guys. I will see you all later, okay? Bye.